Today we're going to be going back to the old vintage recipes, the old tried and true American recipes that it seemed like was at every potluck no matter what the holiday was. And since a lot of people are going to be getting together this weekend, I thought, you know what? I'm just going to make it simple just like I always do. Now I will be taking a pot of chicken and dressing, but I already have several videos making chicken and dressing. And I'll leave that link down below if anybody wants to go watch that video. But I've got 3 recipes. Very simple, and they go over so well that you won't be bringing nothing home, that's for sure. I've had a lot of people ask me, Miss Lori, how do you make your sweet tea? Your Southern sweet tea. So I'm going to be showing y'all how Miss Lori makes a gallon of sweet tea. And it's not low calorie either, I guarantee you. It is Southern sweet tea. We're going to be making a pea salad. Pea salad is just one of them tried and true recipes, just like a potato salad. It goes back a long ways, and it always is a favorite. And we're going to make a very, I just went back and forth on different recipes. And, you know, you get with your family, you're like, what are you bringing? What are you bringing? So I just chalked it down to making a strawberry pie, a fresh strawberry pie. It's such a simple recipe, and really and truly you need to make 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 because everybody wants a piece of that strawberry pie. So let's get started on the recipes because you might want to be making one of these.
Welcome to Whippoorwill Holler. I'm Miss Lori and this is Mr. Brown. We live in the hills of Arkansas. We love the Lord. Keepers of the old way, but accept some of the new. We love to cook, and we love to eat. We love to garden. It's in our blood. It's how we stay sustainable and fill our pantry. We do a lot of canning and preserving. We live a sustainable life. We love our family. We work hard. And every once in a while, we like to dance. So y'all join us. I washed my strawberries really good. Then I capped them. Then I just cut them up in some kind of, chunks. You can slice them in rounds. You can cut them any way you want to. Any way that you want your pie to be served, that's the way you cut your strawberries up. I'm just going to get my pan here on the stove. I'm going to put me a cup of water. I got 3/4 cup of sugar. 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. And my burner is on about a medium-high heat. And we're just going to stir this up good. And what we want is this to come to a boil. And once it comes to a boil, you're just going to keep stirring it until it starts to thicken up. And it's going to thicken up, and then it's going to start getting clear. It's not going to be white anymore. But you just want to keep stirring it so you don't scald it. And it won't take long that it'll start thickening up. Okay, it's been about 3 or 4 minutes. You can see that it's thickened up good, and then it's starting to turn clear color. So you want to turn your burner off at this point to keep from burning it. And just keep stirring it. Now I've got a 3-ounce package of strawberry gelatin that we're going to pour in here. And you're going to see the pretty color it turns. Once we get to stirring it, it gets a beautiful bright red color. Makes that pie so pretty. So you just keep stirring this. Now the burner is off, but what you want to do is you want to take this off the heat and you want it to cool completely down before you pour it over your strawberries. You don't want to pour hot or warm glaze over strawberries. Now I'm cheating, y'all. I'm using a store-bought pie crust. This is a Pillsbury deep dish. I just needed a little help this weekend. And this is, I don't know how many cups of strawberries I can get in this pie crust, to tell you the truth. But we'll see how much we get in here. Now, these were not the prettiest strawberries. You can tell they had a lot of white in it. Our strawberries here in my area have not come off yet. It'll be a couple weeks or so. These strawberries come from the grocery store. I think we can get about 3 cups of cut up strawberries in here. You just don't want it to. You don't want it to be when you pour your glaze over, it kind of goes over the side. Just kind of turn your strawberries over and maybe where that red will show from your strawberries. Now I'm going to tell you, year before last, I paid $18 a flat for fresh strawberries. Last year, they wanted $32 a flat for strawberries. Miss Lori didn't buy strawberries. But I'm not blaming the farmer at all because I know everything's went up and it's a high overhead. Now we're just going to pour our glaze on top of this. Our glaze is cooled off. Our pie crust was cooled off. Everything was cool. We put this pie together. And this glaze is just going to ooze down in there with all them strawberries. And it's going to make it yumminess. But anyways, I know the farmers have a big overhead, and I'm not complaining. But $32 for a flat of strawberries. Miss Lori wasn't able to put strawberries up last year. That was just too high. So just kind of move your strawberries around. Get them, kind of push down some of that glaze. It'll all kind of get down in there. And I'm going to scrape my pan as good as I can. Get all this glaze on there. Now, usually when I make strawberry pie, I make at least 2 of them. At least 2 of them because people get upset when they don't get a piece of strawberry pie. But this is all the strawberries I had. So, if you've ever ate a Shoney's strawberry pie, this is what it tastes like, a Shoney's strawberry pie. Put you a little whipped topping or Cool Whip on it. It's so good. So we'll cover this up and we'll put it in the refrigerator overnight. And it'll set up even more. It makes such a pretty pie. This store-bought deep dish pie crust is not as deep as when I usually make it homemade. Now I want to show y'all something that I purchased at the Dollar Tree. These are for putting your pies, or if you got a small cake. This was $1.25. So I bought 5 or 6 of them for the top and bottom. If I can figure out how to work them. This will be the first time I even used one. But for $1.25 to cover your pies up, where you can transport them or put them in the refrigerator, I think that's a pretty good price. So there you go. Going in the refrigerator. Till tomorrow. Ham and pea salad. You're going to absolutely love this recipe. It is one of my favorites. Now I took about 2 cups of elbow macaroni and I cooked it, of course. Boiled it. And once it got tender, I drained it and I rinsed it in cold water to stop it from cooking. I'm just going to salt and pepper it a little bit because I like to season everything. So we're going to start off with our boiled eggs. I've got 3 boiled eggs here we're just going to cut up. Now if you see any ingredient that you don't care for or you just rather not have in the pea salad, you can always omit it. But anything that I put in here, I tell you, it all makes a wonderful salad and goes together so well. This is a recipe that was always on my grandmother's table at any holiday, right beside her potato salad. Those are the 2 salads that she always made. So I grew up on a very simple, ham and pea salad that I love. So, our ingredients here, I've got 1 chopped up green onion from out of the garden. You can use, chop up a little bit of red onion. I just didn't have one, so I went out to the garden and got a green onion. I've got 2 tomatoes here that are store-bought. I love making this when I've got fresh tomatoes out of the garden. And what you need to do before you cut them up is cut them in half and squeeze some of the water and seeds out of it. I've got, probably about a cup of chunked up cheese here that I cut up kind of in little bitty dices. This is, I think, Monterey Jack. You can use just plain old cheddar. And you can even use already shredded cheese if that's what you've got. I've got 1 stalk of celery that I diced up. So we got onion, we got tomato, we got cheese, and we got celery. A red onion looks really pretty in there too. I wish I'd have had one, but I didn't. So, to me, when you're making green pea salad, I think the peas should be the star of the show. So, there's about 2 cups of frozen peas here that I thawed out. I think frozen peas make the best pea salad. They taste really fresh and they're really pretty. I've got about 3/4 cup of ham here that I diced up, and that's optional too. You can also use some cooked bacon, crispy bacon, but I tend to think that bacon just doesn't hold up as well as ham. The bacon seems to get a little bit soggy, but it is really good. Crumbled up bacon's good in anything. And my bowl was getting lipping full, as usual. We're going to put, probably about a half or just a little over half a cup of mayo. Now, I'm a mayonnaise person. Use your favorite mayonnaise. But if you don't like mayonnaise but you use Miracle Whip, you can use Miracle Whip in this recipe. You use what you like. And usually anywhere from a half a cup to just a little over a half a cup always works in this recipe. And that's all your dressing is. You don't have to add nothing to it. Just regular old mayonnaise or Miracle Whip. I know, Miss Lori could have used a bigger bowl, of course. But it wouldn't be as exciting if I just done everything so perfect, huh? I usually make a big mess on top of it. But this is such a good salad. I love to eat cold salads, especially in the summertime. They're just so refreshing, just so good. A lot of times when it's, it's summertime and you just don't want anything heavy, and these cold salads seem to go over so good. I love green peas, and everything in this bowl just complements each other. I think that's why I just love it. A lot of times I'll leave the ham out. I won't even put ham or bacon in there. But if I've got it, I'll put it in. You can add water chestnuts if you want a little more crunch to it. Clean my mess up. I am a very messy cook. I'm going to taste it. I always taste it a couple times. It does need just a little bit more salt and pepper. I know there's going to be a lot of food there at the potluck because you can double this recipe and make a lot more of it when you're feeding a lot of people. I'm going to put a little bit of dill weed in here. I love using dill weed in any of my cold salads. But I knew that there's going to be so much food there and lots of salads and stuff that I just made the regular recipe, not doubling it. But you can double this recipe and make it in a big bowl, and it will feed a lot of people. Because you see, as you add all your ingredients to it, it just starts growing and growing and growing. So, another recipe is that I love is a good broccoli salad. And I've already done that video. If I can find my cold salad recipes, I'll put the links down there for y'all to look at in the information box below the videos. And that's where my recipes will be too. Just go below the videos. Or sometimes some people's is on the side, and just look in the where you see the description of the title of the video, and you'll see the word more or show more, and you click on that, and the information box comes down with our recipes and our information in there. So that does taste really good. I could just eat a whole bowl of it right now, but I better save it for tomorrow. And the reason I went ahead and made it tonight, because I'm going to be so busy in the morning. Usually I wouldn't make it till in the morning. I'll put a little bit more dill weed on top. And I will put this in a clean, prettier bowl in the morning before I take it. So there is our pea salad. Like I said, my family has made this pea salad for many, many years. It's just one of our favorites. We love simple. And I think a lot of simple means that you used stuff that you had in your pantry. Even when it was a holiday or you was having potluck, you just used what you had. Miss Lori's going to show you how I make my gallon of sweet tea for when I'm taking it to a potluck. And I've just got a gallon jar here. And this is my favorite tea. This is Tetley tea. I know, Miss Lori, you're from the South. How can you like British tea? Because I do. I love it. It's my favorite. I've had people send me all the way from over the pond this beautiful tea. But I order it off of Amazon too. But I did get a bunch of it as a gift. But you can see this is just regular sized tea bags. But for a gallon jar, I'm going to put about 6 in here. Now, sometimes if you have like a family sized tea bag, it'll just take 1. But I'm putting 6 of these in here. And all I'm going to do is put the lid on it. And this is just tap water, regular room temperature tap water out of the sink. And I just put it out here on my front stoop in the sunshine. I'm just going to let it sit out here a couple hours, and it's just going to make some beautiful sun tea. And there's my rabbit. So we'll bring it in a little bit and make us some tea. Here it is, guys, after a couple hours sitting out in that sun. Now, I'm just going to take my tea bags out. And this is not for the faint of heart, because I'm going to be using white granulated sugar. And when you make Southern sweet tea, you use sugar, and you use quite a bit of it. Now, you can use anything you want to. You can use a sugar substitute. You can use honey in here, or not sweeten it at all. A lot of people drink tea unsweetened. But I'm going to put a 1.5 cups of sugar in here, so y'all don't faint. But I can tell y'all, there are some people that'll put 2 cups in here of sugar. They like it really sweet, but I put a 1.5 cups and I stirred up good. And that is my Southern sweet tea, a gallon, take to a potluck. Now taste it, and if it's not sweet enough for you, add another 1/2 cup. But this right here is just about right for us. You can put you some sliced lemons in there, make it really good. So all I do is put my lid on it, and I'll put it in the refrigerator and let it chill down, and take it to my potluck. Now, you have to be careful using raw sugar, because raw sugar does sour if you leave it out in your sweet tea very long. So I wanted to get on here and just show y'all and
just bring y'all into my kitchen again and show y'all what I was taking. Well, some of the things I'm taking to potluck. It was just one of them times that I just had to make it fast and make it simple. In the morning I'll get up and I'll make my southern cornbread dressing to take, and I'll put that the link to that video down below in the description box. And you can make that, and you can either bake it in your pan, or you can do it in a slow cooker, either one. But it's a really good recipe. But there's going to be so much food there that you know, it's going to be good, that's for sure. Yeah, it's been a busy week. Besides all the bad storms and stuff that Arkansas and different states got, and you know, it's just been a rough couple of weeks, that's for sure, with all these storms. But I had a daughter that had surgery this week, so we've been dealing with that and everything. So everything's just been rush and go. So anyway, she's doing better. She's okay. But anyways, I want y'all to have a wonderful weekend. If y'all going to be a family, y'all just enjoy each other. And don't let this world get you down. The good Lord loves you. We love you. And that's just the biggest issue right now, is just everybody just needs to get along and just love each other and do what's right. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But so I just want y'all to have a wonderful, safe weekend. And we'll be back to see y'all in a couple of days, that's for sure. Mr. Brown went fishing, took one of his grandsons fishing. And, you know, that's a lot about life, too, is that you just got to stop and you've got to do things with your family and enjoy life, no matter how hectic it's getting out there. You just got to take it by the horns, and you just got to do it to stay sane and stay happy, that's for sure. Well, we'll see y'all, like I said, in a couple of days. And maybe Mr. Brown will be here and y'all can see him. But y'all have a wonderful weekend. We love y'all so much. God bless.